Now let's look at subsets. So how many subsets does the following set have? A is equal to the empty set. Well, it does have one subset, which is just itself, the empty set. One subset of A is just the empty set itself. The empty set itself. So A, in fact, here has one subset. How many subsets does this one have? Well, one subset is just one. And remember, the empty set is a subset of all sets. So we have two, and that's it. So in this case, we have two subsets. How many subsets does this set have? Let's count them. We have 1. We have 2. We have the empty set. Oh, shouldn't write it like that. We have the empty set. But we also have one more set. We have one more set, which is actually the set itself, once again, which is 1, 2. So this time we have 4 subsets. 4 subsets. And we're starting to develop a rule here. The first time we had 1 subset, then 2, then 4. This time we're going to have a lot more. We can count them again just to see, but I have a feeling it's going to be 1 times 2 is 2, times 2 is 4, so times 2, we should probably have 8 subsets here. 8 subsets here. So let's check it out. We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. We have the empty set. That's the first 4. Now we have more. We have the set itself. That's an easy one. But we also have pairs. We have 1 and 2. We have 1 and 3. And lastly, we have 2 and 3. And there are no other sets you can find here, and you count them, and this is actually 8 subsets. So we do have 8 subsets. Which means for this problem, we do not have to calculate it explicitly. Because if we have 4 elements, we know that we had 3 this time, so we multiply this by 2 again, and we get 16 subsets. So how many proper subsets do these all have? Well, if we want to know how many proper subsets these all have, let's first think about how many sets a set with n elements would have. So a set with one element has 1 subset. A set with 2 elements has 2 subsets. Let's go back. I lied. A set with no elements has 1 subset. A set with 1 element has 2 subsets. A set with 2 elements has 4 subsets. A set with 3 elements has 8 subsets. And we see that these are powers of 2. 16 is the next power of 2. So the number of regular subsets, is equal to 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements. So for example, if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we had 5 elements, the number of subsets would be 2 to the 5th, or 32. So how many proper subsets do these all have? Well, remember, a subset is a proper subset is any subset that is not the whole set itself. So like in this case, we have 8 subsets, but how many proper subsets do we have? Well, we have all 8 minus this one. So we have 7. In this case, we have all 4 minus this one. So we have 3. In this case, we have both of them minus this one. So we only have 1. So in the end, how many proper subsets do they all have? Number of proper subsets is just going to be 2 to the n minus 1. Just taking away the subset that represents the total number of sets. So for example, if you took a minute to find the number of subsets here, you would notice we have 5 elements. So we would have 2 to the 5th subsets, or 32 of them. And then we'll skip that line.